the Oklahoman newsroom. This is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with OU beat writer Joe Masato. Joe, coming to the end of this regular season, one more game for the Sooners, and that is also one more game for Kyler Murray to make a Heisman push. And as he does, you know, this is a historic season in a lot of ways, an excellent season. And he was asked the other day about whether he could just give this all up, because we all know about the baseball thing, the draft, and the Oakland Athletics. He seemed to indicate, yeah, he was ready to give it up. It was an interesting question, though.
It was interesting, and I think it was the first time he was really definitive about his future. The whole time, it's sort of been like, you know, we all know he was the 9th overall pick in the MLB draft. We all know how good he is at football. And I think as week to week we see what he's doing on the football field, it gets kind of harder and harder to believe that he could indeed give it up one day. But yesterday he said the plan is, you know, as of now his future is still in baseball. It's with the Oakland Athletics. It's not to come back to OU for another year, and it's not to go play quarterback in the NFL, even though that could probably be a very likely possibility for him.
Well, and that, I guess that's a question we don't have an answer to, is whether there's a potential that an NFL team might go ahead and draft him and then have his rights. I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility.
No, I think it's very likely at this point that he is going to get drafted. I mean, I think it totally changes things. If he would not say something like he said yesterday, I think a team might, you know, Todd McShay and other draft analysts have said maybe a second-round pick. But at this point, if he does commit to baseball and he thinks that's his future, I think he'd go later in the draft, but you could definitely see a team, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th round, why not take a chance on him? And then you have his rights. Even if he does go play baseball, if he does decide to switch sports, that team would still retain his rights.
Yeah, and you know, in that instance, you might see Kyler Murray get drafted by a team that is fairly set at quarterback, not looking to, you know, have a new guy right away. And it might end up being a better franchise than if he was just a fully fledged football guy. There's just so many interesting dynamics to this whole thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it would be a wait and see draft pick for sure, and you know, very high risk, but potentially very high reward if he's anything like what he's doing in college. If he could translate that at all, you know, which, you know, there's really never been that successful of a quarterback who's as small as he is. But what he's doing now, it's kind of hard to believe not seeing him have any success. Lastly,
you know, even though he's had so much collegiate success, is going to be a Heisman finalist whether he wins it or not. The idea of playing both professional baseball and football at the position he's at. I mean, this is all sort of percolated out of this new campaign that OU's put together. Kyler knows to play off Bo Jackson knows, Bo knows. But Bo Jackson didn't play quarterback. Deion Sanders, I mean, that's a whole different double if Kyler Murray would attempt it.
Yeah, I think that's the line right here that's keeping him from maybe trying this out, because Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, they didn't play quarterback, and you know, no NFL team is going to want their quarterback to also be playing baseball in his spare time. It's kind of a full-time job at that point. So I think that's the big difference. But I think it's a really clever campaign OU has going with the whole Kyler knows stuff. People really seem to be feeding off it, and I think it's only building off his image right now as a college quarterback.
All right, he, as I said, has one more chance to make a statement about his Heisman candidacy and potentially help the Sooners get to the college football playoff. That's Saturday morning down at Jerry World, 11 o'clock kick in the Big 12 championship game. We'll have all that coverage moving forward and lots of Heisman stories next week, so be sure to tune in for all that. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.